What's up, horror fam? Welcome back to the channel. So we finally, after 2 years, David Harbour has confirmed Violent Night 2 is happening soon in perfect holiday style. So many of you may recall the first time we saw the original film was at New York Comic Con in early October 2022. And then soon after that, we had the full wide US release on December 2nd, 2022. And even though the first film wasn't originally well received by critics, by fans, it's gained a cult following since, and it did well. It did well at the box office. Off a $20 million budget, it did roughly between $75 and $80 million global, and that's still a good return considering for a horror film, considering for a holiday horror film. You can't really ask much more than that, right? So there's always been talks of a sequel, but nothing concrete. But again, we finally have confirmation that a sequel is happening. While a sequel to action thriller Violent Night was confirmed almost 2 years ago, updates have been scarce. That's likely about to change. David Harbour delivered a holiday treat on Instagram that seems to confirm that Violent Night 2 is gearing up to shoot next year. Harbour posted a picture with Santa Claus and a caption that reads, "Merry Xmas, you filthy animals." But it's what's in his hand that's most intriguing, the script for Violent Night 2. Violent Night, quote, "A team of elite mercenaries breaks into a wealthy family compound Christmas Eve, taking everyone inside hostage, but the team isn't prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus, who is played by Harbour, is on the grounds, and he's about to show why this Nick is no saint." And if we just go right down to the post they are talking about that was put on Instagram just a day or two ago, and this is here. If you look closely, you can see it does say Violent Night 2. So again, we finally have something to hold on to that this sequel is going to be happening. Now, whether this comes out next year, which fingers crossed we do get this for Christmas time next year, I think that'd be great. We haven't had any word yet on when they will start filming, pre-production, all that stuff that comes along with the film. So again, fingers crossed that we will see this one next year just in time for the Christmas season. All right, so moving on to our next topic. This is one I think many of us have been waiting for as it relates to the trailer. So Death of a Unicorn trailer, Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, dark comedy with a John Carpenter score. Now, when I heard about this film originally, it is a horror comedy. I did not know that John Carpenter was doing the score, so that was a nice bit of information to find out this morning when this trailer dropped. We will be doing a trailer review and reaction on this, and the link to that video will be down in the description of this video, so make sure you go over there and check it out and let us know what you think. So 13 months ago, we heard that production had wrapped on an A24 project called Death of a Unicorn. It originally had an E at the end of its title, which stars Paul Rudd, which we all know him from recently the Ant-Man franchise, and Jenna Ortega, who has been in a number of things. Just recently working on Wednesday season 2, but again, she's been in Beetlejuice 2, 2 of the Scream films, was in X, and of course, as I just mentioned, Wednesday. Was executive produced by Hereditary, Midsommar, and Bayou is Afraid director Ari Aster, and boasts a score composed by the legendary John Carpenter, along with his collaborators Cody Carpenter and Daniel Davis. We're anxious to see how this one has turned out, and thankfully we don't have much longer to wait. A24 will be giving Death of a Unicorn a theatrical release in the spring of 2025, and today they have unveiled a trailer for the film. You can check it out in the embedded above. And this link will be provided in the description of this video with this trailer, but again, we will be doing a trailer review and reaction, so make sure you go over there and check it out. Said to be a dark comedy, Death of a Unicorn marks the feature debut of writer-director Alex Sharfman, who co-founded the production company Secret Engine and has produced films like Blow the Man Down and Resurrection. The story centers on a father, played by Rudd, and daughter, played by Ortega, who accidentally hit and kill a unicorn when en route to a weekend retreat, where the former's billionaire boss seeks to exploit the creature's miraculous curative properties. The movie follows Elliot and his teenage daughter, Riley, as they are en route to a crisis management summit with Elliot's bosses, the Leopard family, when they accidentally crash into a unicorn. The Leopards quickly seize the opportunity to exploit the magical creature's flesh, blood, and horn, which are endowed with supernaturally curative properties. However, as they delve deeper into their research, they discover the deadly consequences of their actions. So the rest of this article goes on to talk about the rest of the cast, who's producing it, and who's all involved in producing it. So not much more details outside of that. Looking forward to this one. I've watched a few bits of the trailer. I haven't watched it all the way through, but if you can see just from this, so in this thumbnail for the trailer, we have Jenna Ortega and what appears to be the unicorn. Definitely a horror version of a unicorn, not something you would typically see for a everyday unicorn that we would see in any other fantasy story. So looking forward to this one. And again, we are doing a review and reaction to the trailer. Link of that video is down in the description below. All right, so our last topic, Saccharine. Midori Francis stars in new horror film from Apartment 7A director. Writer-director Natalie Erika James made her feature debut with the psychological horror drama Relic and followed that up with the Rosemary Babies prequel Apartment 7A. Now Deadline reports that filming is underway on James's third feature, a psychological horror film called Saccharine. And Midori Francis of Grey's Anatomy and The Sex Lives of College Girls has the lead role. Anna McLeish and Sarah Shaw are producing Saccharine, which is a Harbour Films and Throne Films production. Production investment came from Screen Australia, XYZ, in conjunction with IPR, VC, and Stan, in associates with Vic Screen. Ben Morgan is co-producer. Deadline notes that the film will be distributed theatrically in Australia and New Zealand by Maslow Entertainment and will launch as a Stan original film on Stan. Francis is taking on the lead role of Hannah, a lovelorn medical student who becomes terrorized by a hungry ghost after taking part in an obscure weight loss craze eating human ashes. So for this horror film, that's going to be an interesting storyline to follow up on, that the protagonist is a ghost based off a weight loss of eating human ashes. Now I can see where that can play into. That will be interesting how they can get you bought in for at least an hour and a half for a story like that. Now I would hope though that Francis isn't the only character or actress that we're going to be seeing in this story, that it's going to be based across various other people who have also taken part in this weight loss craze of eating human ashes. We first heard of this project a couple of months ago when James told Hollywood Reporter, "I'm doing another psychological horror and this one's called Saccharine. It's about a woman who eats human ashes to lose weight and she becomes haunted by the ghost of the person she's eating. So it has a bit of an obscure bend to it, but I'm very excited and we're shooting here in Melbourne." Deadline confirms that filming is taking place at Dockland Studio Melbourne and various locations around Melbourne. So the rest of this just goes on. We have a bit of a quote here from James as well. But no, again, nothing that leads us to believe when this will be released, when this will start production, filming. Looks like we have a ways to go. So if you haven't seen the works of this director previously, as they mentioned in the article, Relic or Apartment 7A, I'd recommend checking them both out. For what they were, I thought they were very enjoyable, especially Apartment 7A, seeing that it was a prequel to Rosemary's Baby, which is one of those classic films in the horror genre. They think everyone has probably seen at least once and probably is on their top 50 list of all-time horror films. Again, it's just one of those classics that just has to be seen. Apartment 7A, it's not for everybody. I enjoyed it, but again, as I've said before, I watch things very much in a silo. I watch them for what they are. I try not to compare them to other things, because I think when you do that, you can lose a little bit of what the creator is trying to do and the story they're trying to tell. Check it out if you can find it on streaming. I believe it's either on Peacock or Paramount. I'm not sure which one, but I do know it's out there on streaming. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for today's episode. I just want to extend a thank you out to all the new subscribers to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. We enjoy the interaction with the comments, so keep them coming. We are doing our best to respond to each and every one of you. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It does help us out a lot as we are a growing channel. And let us know what you think. Violent Night 2, are you looking forward to finally getting that sequel after 2 years? Death of a Unicorn. I'm excited for this one. Let us know down in the comments if you're looking forward to this one as well. And again, jump over, take a watch of our trailer review and reaction for that. And Saccharine, again, we don't have a whole lot to go by, but a weight loss ghost based on the human ashes of the individual you're eating. Pretty interesting take. So, all right, everyone, that's going to do it for today, and we will catch you at the next one. Peace.